Hey, what's up guys? My name is Moda and welcome back to the Mining Stacker YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to look at even more data that's definitely pretty much confirming this bull market, this altcoin season. We've been talking about all the institutional interest with Bitcoin. Now it's starting to shift over to Ethereum, right? We've been harping that this is going to be a big time institutional bull run. It is continuing, and it's important for Ethereum to run. That's why we've been eyeing it so close, and all the signs are there. We're going to look at more data points, more kind of confirmation, a lot of the news that's happened these past few days that's kind of getting that interest going and really ramping things up, okay? If that sounds good, guys, stay tuned. Let's get right to this thing. So charts are looking extremely good, especially for Ethereum. Okay, so BTC is currently at about 118K. ETH is still continuing to run, especially it's gotten a lot of traction ever since that signing of the Genius Act. ETH is now currently 3,850, so just shy of 4,000. You can see the stark contrast here on the 7-day. Bitcoin is down 1.63%. ETH is up 27%. Okay, and as we've mentioned, the reason we're following ETH so much is that realistically, that's going to be the big catalyst for Bitcoin dominance to continue to fall downwards and for the rotation of capital into alts. Again, for me, the way I'm kind of playing it, the thing I'm eyeing the most is potentially Ethereum really starting the altcoin season. People selling off their Ethereum in order to go into those riskier alts, right? So going from top 10 to top 20s to top 40s, 50s, and so on and so forth, right? But as we've seen though, the effect has been kind of all over the place. We were seeing even coins in the top 1500 that were also having extremely good days here. And again, it's just the hype from what appears to be the beginning of altcoin season. Okay, and that doesn't mean that all the interest is only into ETH now. That's not going to be the case either. It's definitely going to continue into BTC, as we've just seen even today, right? Trump's freaking stock, Trump media stock, just bought $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so it's definitely not going nowhere, although we do see Bitcoin dominance dropping, which again is another big metric we're following. It's finally down under 60%. It's at 59.6% and falling, and ETH dominance is continuing to go up at 11.7%. Currently, right? Which doesn't mean that Bitcoin's going to sell off and start going down. As I've said, I don't think that's going to be the case either. I think it's going to slowly grind up, but I think a lot of the new money coming in is going to be into a lot of these alts, probably beginning with Ethereum and just kind of trickling down, right? So although the BTC dominance is going to go down, hopefully if things go our way, that doesn't necessarily mean Bitcoin's price will go down, right? Our overall thesis is that the overall crypto market cap is going to continue to go upwards, right? Currently at damn near 4 trillion. We want to see that continue onwards and upwards for everything to grow as a whole. Okay. So again, as we mentioned, freaking Trump media stock just purchased all that. MicroStrategy did also make an announcement they bought more. They bought another 6,200 coins, bringing their total to over 607,000 Bitcoin, worth over 71.7 billion freaking dollars. Okay, so just as a whole, as we've seen, the narrative, again, it's this institutional bull run, right? They've been really dominating the headlines. They've been really dominating the inflows and the capital being invested into crypto, right? Which will eventually also trickle off into retail, right? As people see that, people see everything going on, you know, stock market all-time highs, like we're just having a lot of bullish action going on with not just crypto, it's the entire market as a whole, right? With global liquidity going up, us printing a lot of money because of this big, beautiful bill being passed. Like these are all things that we want to see that are just, again, lining up perfectly into what we want. And again, one of the big catalysts for ETH has been this Genius Act. Genius Act is helping Ethereum have its moment. As we go down, last week's spot Ethereum ETF saw a record daily net inflow of $726.74 million on Wednesday. Continuing to go down. This is not a crypto cycle of the boom bust kind. The Bernstein analyst said this is a blockchain financial services cycle. So again, an institutional cycle. Okay, so this is kind of what's definitely leading the charge. Follow the money, right? That's kind of what we've been saying is follow the money, follow the trends, follow the data. Okay, and as we look at more data, the confirmation is clear. Again, we've seen all the Bitcoin treasury companies. We started kind of seeing the beginning of a few Solana ones, and it's really ramping up for Ethereum, right? This is what's been kind of driving things, and it's driving interest into Ethereum. And again, just seeing all the hype, people seeing it on the news and such, even on like MSNBC and stuff, that's what's going to get retail in. Okay, so Pantera-backed Ether machine to go public with 400,000 ETH worth 1.5 billion. Another company is jumping on the ETH bandwagon, this time to play worth a whopping 1.5 billion. More than a treasury company. According to a press release on the firm's official site, the Ether machine is expected to launch with over 400,000 ETH and manage the largest pool of assets in a public vehicle for institutional grade exposure to both Ethereum and yield denominated in ETH. The newly formed entity wants to allow public market investors to access ETH exposure, and it has raised $800 million from top-tier institutional investors such as Archetype, Blockchain.com, Pantera Capital, Electric Capital, Kraken, and more. Okay, and there's just more of this. NASDAQ files to add staking to BlackRock's ETH ETF, and again, this is going to be another big catalyst because now this kind of is going to differentiate it between Bitcoin and ETH, because with ETH, you can stake, you can get staking rewards natively on chain from consensus, right? You don't get that with BTC, so again, this is going to be another narrative to kind of get it going, right? And also, the staking portion, it's probably going to be with Solana also, and that's what also can really just have a trickle-down effect. All this hype goes into ETH, and who is it going to go into next? Into Solana and Solana ETFs as those start coming out in the coming months also, especially if they're able to add staking to that also, because the staking rewards are like 2.5x more than ETH staking rewards. Okay, so it's going to look even more appealing. Again, it's just going to rotate on down. More bullish news. Peter Thiel acquires over 9% stake in Tom Lee-led Ethereum treasury firm, which is just confirming the legitimacy of this thing, right? This is Fundstrat, or Tom Lee has been a big portion of the hype that's been going on with it. And this is just kind of validating that, right? Peter Thiel is big money, right? Billionaire venture capitalist Peter Thiel has acquired a 9.1% stake in BitMine Immersion Technologies, a crypto infrastructure firm led by Tom Lee, founder and CIO of Fundstrat. So even more bullish news. Let's continue down. Ethereum Treasury Sharplink shares plunged 20% amid $6 billion plan to buy more ETH. Crazy. Again, they're going to continue to raise it. They're going to do the whole MicroStrategy thing, right? And it's quite a few. It's not just one or two. It's quite a few that continue to go. GameSquare closes $70 million public offering to expand ETH Treasury. BitMine's Ether stash exceeds $1 billion in corporate Ethereum Treasury sprints. BitMine now owns over 300,000 ETH, worth about $1 billion, up from 500 million just 3 days earlier. The publicly traded company is in a race with firms like Joseph Lubin linked Sharplink Gaming for the title of largest corporate Ether holder, just like what we're seeing with Bitcoin, right? It's the same thing. It's happening. A lot of bulls, a lot of money going in. Okay, this isn't just willy-nilly a few people. It's a big deal. And again, we're just seeing all this money inflowing into ETH, and it's not just institutional interest either. It's the ETH whales are also starting to emerge, right? If you haven't seen, there has been a lot of activity with NFTs lately also, which is dominated by ETH whales. Okay, I think a lot of people don't realize, a lot of people think that a lot of these things went to zero and they're non-existent. They've definitely gone down pretty significantly, but they're still up there in price. Like, for example, current floor price on a CryptoPunk is still over 180 grand. Okay, and also with Pudgy Penguins, a lot of people have been seeing them, different founders and such, or even just Tom Lee, putting their profile pic as a Pudgy Penguin, thinking, oh, whatever. I don't think people realize how much they have grown, right? The current floor price for one Pudgy is over $63,000. Okay, you can see here just on the 30-day also just how much things have increased, right? CryptoPunks almost 20%, the Pudgies almost 80%, Bored Apes 14%. This other one, 30%, Little Pudgy, 60%. And it just kind of goes down. One of the bigger ones which was a name the last cycle, if you guys remember, Moonbirds, 150% up. Okay, so it's A lot of interest all around. Volume is definitely spiking. You can clearly see the arrows here. I mean, it's just signs of things to come, right? A lot of these whales are kind of reemerging. They're kind of buying while these things are low. Great examples with CryptoPunks right now. There was I would definitely call him a whale because this dude just freaking swept the floor and bought over 40 something CryptoPunks. Okay, again, the floor on each one of these things is 183,000. This dude, 18 hours ago, bought damn near 40 of these guys. Okay, and he's been slowly growing these things. You can see here on his OpenSea profile, which again, it's always been kind of weird that all this stuff is publicly available just because, again, that's his wallet address. You can see where they are stored. Such a weird thing, but again, when we see things like this, when we see a lot of the ETH whales kind of re-emerging and going risk on, this is the biggest thing, is they're not just coming back out of nowhere. They are coming back, buying the degen stuff. We can see here with the NFT collections, it's going to be the same story here. Okay, these are all just indicators. Doesn't mean go buy NFTs. I have no interest in getting any NFTs. It's just, again, we're looking at the data. We're looking at what's happening. We're looking at more confluence, that this wasn't just a little short squeeze or a temporary little short-term pump. Things are all looking extremely good all over the place. Okay, these are the metrics we want to look for. And again, this doesn't mean that, okay, from here, these next 3 weeks, we're going to top. No, we can go here. We can go sideways. We can correct a little bit from here. But this is the beginning of things to come. This is, looks to me at least, definitely the beginning of altcoin season that we want to see. Okay, what is it going to be now? Is it going to be the next few weeks, or is it going to be the next 3 to 4 months, or the next 6 to 8 months? We don't know, but these are the times that if you've been sidelined, you've been kind of thinking about getting in, all the signs to me are there, all the indicators are there. And again, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding, oh, what should I buy? Is it too late? It's not too late. It just gets more difficult as time goes on. Again, as we mentioned, these past 3 years, the longer you wait to accumulate, it just gets more and more difficult. There's still definitely going to be money to be made. There's still going to be a lot of runners. It just gets riskier and harder and more difficult waiting at this time. Just because at this point, even just here in the past few days, a lot of coins have freaking like doubled, tripled, and made significant gains. It's extremely hard to like buy things on a pump, especially if it's potential that we kind of retrace a bit. It's hard to say where we go, or we just can kind of continue upwards, right? It's definitely much more of a mindfuck right now. Trying to buy things like when they're so high, when they're $200 versus going back like 3 years ago when it was like sub $20 for this whole like year. Okay, this is just like we've said, it just gets harder as time goes by, right? You have to look at different things, look at different data points, look at the market caps of these things, look at how much potential upside they have, and kind of go from there, right? Find your niche though. Like if you go in all over the place and you're going in with no game plan, it's going to be extremely hard. Find whatever interests you, go into that category and look in that sector. That's what's going to give you better insight to stack these things before they pump, right? Once they pump, it gets a lot trickier because we can retrace, you can buy at a much higher price point. This is why, again, we look at the markets, even if whether you're a miner, you're whatever, you need to be active. If it's one thing that we've seen, the people that have done well this bear market are people who have just been extremely active and not only mining, DCAing, if you guys are trading, if you guys are doing those things. Some of you guys do not do those things. That's fine also. It's up to you to kind of find your niche, find what interests you, but look at the data. Don't just follow this dude and this is the beginning of this. Confirm it. Look at the data. Look at what's going on. Look at the sentiment. Look at the trends. Like what is happening. Again, been calling this institutional thing ever since BlackRock got in, made the announcement like over 2 years ago. Okay, it's definitely been playing out. Our other big narrative is what? Adoption. People come in and actually use the damn thing. It's kind of the big reason I'm not so big on ETH. Like, yes, we want to be bullish on it. We want to see it go up. I personally have zero interest in ETH and zero use in ETH because, again, if retail does come in and when memes pop off again on ETH, it's going to expedite the amount of people going into Solana. When Ethereum gets congested and those damn transaction fees go to like $20 to try to transfer $2 or go insane with freaking insane freaking gas costs To me, that's going to make Solana even more bullish because of what? Because they can handle the load now. We've been able to see that, and those fees stay dramatically lower than ETH when ETH starts to get congested. Okay, so again, it's narratives, it's looking at different things. Come up with your strategy, come up with your thinking. But if you've been sidelined, if you're looking for indicators that like, okay, should I start getting in? To me, it's pretty glaring. Okay, but again, it's risky buying now because we can correct, we can retrace. Anything can happen. Okay, but it's up to you. But again, scared money don't make money. Think about these things, guys. Okay, just wanted to give you guys that update. And again, as we see these indicators, as we see trends going on, going to be doing these update videos because again, it's just more confirmation. The more data we get, the more confidence we get, the more confidence we get, right? Let me know in the comments though, what do you guys think? Do you guys think something similar? Do you guys think we peaked already, which was the sentiment like a week ago? Or do you think this is really the beginning of something special coming up, especially with all these catalysts, more potential ETFs, potential rate cuts in September, maybe later, who knows? To me, there's too many big catalysts on the horizon to kind of say this thing's peaked. But let me know in the comments, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am out.